ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Okay kids, so what is the verse that we are doing today?
2 tax 40.
See, remember we did Vyavasayatmika Buddhi last time,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
So 2.41, who wants to say that verse? 2.41. Please go ahead and say those verses for me before we get started.
Mataji, can I say it?
Yes, go ahead.
Vyavasayatmika buddhi. Can
Yes.
you say it? I forgot the second.
Yeah, Vyavasayatmika Buddhi Rekeha Kurunandana.
Vyavasayatmika buddhi. Ekena guru nandana bhavusakari anantashta buddhayo vyavasayina.
Wonderful. That's it. Wonderful. That was great. Who else wants to repeat it? Hare Krishna.
Mataji,
Yes, go ahead.
Vyavasayatmika buddhireka kurunandana bahusaka hi anantascha buddhayo vyayasyamin imam.
Vyavasayinam. Wonderful.
Mataji, can I say it?
Mataji,
Yes.
can Varun say it?
Okay.
Thank you.
Vyavasayatmika buddhirekeha gurunandana bahusakha hyanantascha mudayo vyavasayinam.
Okay, are you doing it memorized?
Yeah, I know this one. Memorized.
Good, good. Wonderful. Okay, Varun, go ahead.
Mataji, you said to all.
Go ahead.
Vyavasayatmika buddhirekeha kurunandana bahusaka hyanantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam.
Okay, good. Wonderful. Anybody else? Okay, so today, so from last time, what did we learn about Vyavasayatmika Buddhir? What was one important thing that I told you? So when I say Vyavasayatmika Buddhir, close your mouth. Gobind. What time did you wake up, dear?
8.
8 o'clock. Okay, okay. So, Vyavasayatmika Buddhir means having one-pointed attention. Like sometimes what happens, our mind says so many things, right? I mean, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to play cricket, I want to play basketball, I want to be involved in swimming, oh, I want to read the book. How many things can you do? So what did I say? We just have to focus on one particular task and take that task and excel in that task. That is what was Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. Right? You should not be focusing on multiple things when in fact it is going to get you into trouble. Right? I mean, obviously, we will not be able to be good at anything. That is what our acharyas also say. We have to have one-pointed attention on Krishna. What does that mean? If you are going to many things, I mean, oh, I will know about the other philosophy. I mean, ours is Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy, right? I mean, if you want to go and look into others' philosophy, understand what Madhvacharya has to say or what others have to say, then we are spending so many times. Oh, I want to read all the Vedas and understand the thing. But Srila Prabhupada has given the essence of Vedas to us. It is Srimad Bhagavatam, right? So there is no need for us to do multiple things or
Mataji,
just
Srimad Bhagavatam is basically all the Vedas in one.
correct. It is the essence of all Vedas. So when we have that essence, then what is the need? We don't have to go through Vedas. To try to understand Vedas, it takes lifetimes. And that too, there is so many things. There is Karma Kanta portion, there is Upasana Kanta. There is so many things in the Vedas. So we are going to be wasting time. That is why Vyavasayatmika Buddhi is necessary. Even in your day-to-day tasks that you do, we always have to get reminded of these words. Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha kurunandana bahushaka. When we have multiple agendas in our life, that is not going to help us anyway. And then we saw an example of so doctor, engineer. How can you become a doctor, engineer at the same time? It is not possible, right? So we need one pointed attention and focus. And a serious devotee of Krishna is defined by the sense of purpose. Something has to be done. Urgency should be there. Something, because if we don't have the urgency within us, we don't want to go back to Krishna anytime. I must go to Krishna this lifetime. And for that, what is the need? What is the process I need to follow? And what is my goal? My goal is to go back to Godhead. Then this lifetime. So there must be that seriousness. I need to do it. I have to do it. And what are all the tasks that I need to get to Krishna? That is something that you must think to yourself. Like I told you last time, we have all special skills within us, right? Some may be good in painting, some may be good in kirtan, some may be good at teaching, some may be good at storytelling. So whatever skills you have, you can definitely use it in Krishna consciousness, right? Each one has a unique skill, and that is something that you can use it to Krishna, right, Varun? I know you are
Yes,
sleeping as
ma'am.
well. Yeah. So what is the skill that you have that you want to use it in Krishna's service?
I don't know.
You have to think and tell me, because if you don't identify your
Walking.
skill, watering,
No, walking.
walking,
Yeah.
no, walking, what can you do? You can go to different places with
Walk the
using your
But
legs.
you could walking to Vrindavan like that.
Yeah, in Vrindavan, of course, that is there. But I'm talking about a particular skill. I hear somebody is raising their hands. Why don't you go ahead and Bhumi? Yes, go ahead.
Like
I want to know.
like doing kirtan, chanting.
Kirtan, chanting and kirtan. That is your skill. Wonderful. And who else wants to say what skills they have? Gobind, go ahead. What skills?
Doing the Krishna song.
Style? What is it? I couldn't hear you, dear. Okay, I hear Mihika.
Watering the tulsi root.
Watering the tulsi roots. Okay, okay, good. Mihika.
So I like to do Krishna's puja whenever I can, and when I don't have early morning calls, like my school calls. Like on weekends, I always do Krishna's puja, and I take it.
What is that? You always do what?
I always take the responsibility on the weekends to do Krishna's puja, like to dress, to put like the jewelry on Krishna.
Oh, nice. Nice. That's beautiful. Okay. Who else? Neha, go ahead.
I chant the Hare Krishna mantra.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. How about I'm seeing some raised hand here. Tejas. Tejas. Yes. Go ahead, Tejas.
I just joined. I didn't know what we were doing.
Okay, Tejas. We are discussing 2.41 from Bhagavad Gita, Vyavasayatmika Buddhi verse. And then we'll be going on to 2.44. I'll also be revising the chapter second of Bhagavad Gita. So that is what we've been doing in these classes. So it's going to be easy. You can follow along, okay? I also already revised chapter 1. And
Class
today we
says
are going to...
Kahoots at the end.
Yes, today we have Kahoot, so better you attentively listen, okay?
I'm
And Varun,
attentive. Mataji,
Varun,
I'm hearing.
you're eating?
No, hearing.
Hearing, yes, yes, attentive hearing. We have to remember Sukadev Goswami, how he remembers. And Tejas has come new, but he still turned on his video. Can you all learn from him? Aditya and Varun, I think you can turn on your video. You did turn on, but you just switched it off. So Bhumi, you also were able to turn on, right? You can turn it on if you can. And Jyotsna, do you want to share what you do in terms of, I mean, what are the skills you have?
I could do Kirtana.
Uh-huh. You do Kirtan, wonderful. See, another thing is, we also have to see what are the skills that... I'll take the call. Sorry. Okay, yeah. Okay, so so what are the skills that we have that we can even use it for preaching? Meaning, see, we have the joy of Krishna consciousness, right?
Mataji, for preaching, you could use talking.
Yes, so you are good at storytelling, right, Varun? So you can use that skill to tell a 12 Krishna Katha to people. Likewise, you also play Mridangam, right? That way we can, when Kirtan is going on, you can help with the Kirtaniers and please Krishna. So what is pleasing to Krishna? Whoever doesn't know about Krishna consciousness, if they are able to get into Krishna consciousness through us, if we are instruments for that, then Krishna is very pleased. So we should always think about how we can. Yeah, go ahead, Neha. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, so playing the flute will please Krishna by playing the flute.
Yes, you can. I mean, your voice is so much breaking all the time, dear. I'm not able to hear so properly.
So by playing the flute, does it please
Yes, yes,
Krishna?
yes. Yes, by playing flute, you can definitely please Krishna. He loves to hear your flute. I mean,
Because
obviously,
Krishna likes flutes.
yes, he likes
And
flute.
Balaram like Mritanga.
So anyway, so when we are able to also help others get into Krishna consciousness, Krishna will be very happy. And even for those who are there, like small children, I mean, Mataji is teaching right now, right? Even you can do the same when you grow up. So have such desires. That way, these things will definitely help you. And Krishna will be very pleased with your act. Because obviously, at this age itself, you have started to learn. So by the time you reach 20 years, how much information you will know, right? So much information so that you'll be able to share your knowledge with others. We should not just keep it to ourselves. That's not a good idea. Krishna wants, he'll give us more knowledge when we actually share it with others. And what happens also in the process when we share the knowledge with others, our realizations also increase. So say, for example, Mataji is teaching this class. And Mataji, when she is teaching this class, she is giving you knowledge. And in that process, her knowledge also enhances because of Krishna's mercy. And as I told you in last class, Vaishnava's mercy is very important in Krishna consciousness. So say, for example, Govind is there. And Govind will go and tell his mom, Mom, I like Radhika Mataji's teaching. And what happens? Radhika Mataji will then be blessed by Govind's mom. Likewise, when you do your preaching, Vaishnavas will start to bless you also. So this is how you get Krishna's
Mataji,
mercy.
you could
Okay.
repeat it because you could repeat what you said about me, and it was breaking in the middle.
It was breaking in the middle. Did somebody hear what I told? Okay, anyways, I'll tell you. So what I told you was,
Mataji, I heard what you said.
Yeah. So Gobind, if you like my teaching, what will you do? You will go and tell your mom, right? Mommy, I liked Mataji's teaching. And what happens in that process? Your mom is going to bless me to say, oh, Radhika Mataji is very nice. She's teaching the kids and let me just bless her so that she can progress in devotional service, right? Will she bless or not? Yes, right?
Yes.
And then she gives the blessing. What happens? Krishna will be pleased. And when Vaishnavas are pleased, Krishna will be pleased automatically. Then mercy comes down to us. What is mercy? Mercy is, it can be any kind of gift that Krishna wants to give you. It can be
Mercy is
tolerance, anything, right?
kind of like giving a gift or sparing you or whatever.
Yeah, it is giving gifts to me. It can be anything. Say, for example, if a person gets angry, then Krishna will say, oh, this person, let him not get angry anytime. Then that is a mercy that comes from Krishna. So when we take efforts, she should not become angry anytime. That is not going to happen. It's not permanent. When we endeavor, okay, we should endeavor definitely, but our endeavor is not going to give us permanent results. But when Krishna gives a mercy to us, it will be permanently staying in our account. And so we will never be angry or agitated at any point in time if we get that mercy. Do you understand, kids? There is temporariness to how and what we endeavor for. Of course, we keep trying. But when Krishna gives a special blessing to us, it will never go away. It will always stay with us. It will always be with us. It is going to be permanently stuck. And we will always have that good habit in us. That is the mercy of Krishna. That is what we should hanker for. Okay, are you all clear with this concept? It is very important. This Vyavasayatmika Buddhi in any task, be it material or spiritual task. As I told you last time, we have two kinds of duties. One is the material duty that we need to fulfill. Only when we fulfill our material duties perfectly, we will be able to focus on spirituality, right? So material duties has to be taken care of. We should not say, I don't like science, I can't do science. No, for us to sustain our life, we have to do those subjects and be done with it. And again, that is just to keep ourselves engaged, because we need to eat, we need to maintain our family, we need to have a house. All that is necessary. For that, material duty is important. And when we finish our material duties, our spiritual duty, it has to be focused every day. Whatever devotional activities that you plan to do, you should always take care of those. That should be your priority. Like you are attending every Saturday morning, you're attending this class, right, by Radhika Mataji. You're all coming to this class, you're all eagerly and attentively listening, you're asking questions. What is this for? Why are you doing it?
Krishna, for,
Yes,
for
Tejas.
Krishna and
Yeah, who was that? Varun?
yes,
Did you say
Mataji.
something?
Yeah, I was saying
One
it's for
second.
Krishna and progression in devotional service.
Yes, for pleasing Krishna and for progressing in devotional service, you are doing these activities. Tejas, what is your addition to it? Why are we doing what?
We ask questions so we can make us smarter.
Wonderful. Correct. Yes. So see, Tejas' point is, if we ask questions, our doubts will be cleared, right? If you have some doubts that are pressing in our mind, then that will keep lingering in our mind for a long time. Oh my God, that question is not even answered. I'm not even convinced. And your mind will start speculating and it will start giving you reasoning for that particular question. But supposing you ask that question in this forum and I clarify that question for you, then your mind gets cleared. And after that, you'll be able to advance. Is that what Tejas you're meant to say? Is that what you wanted to say, Tejas? Okay, good job. How old are you, Tejas? How old are you?
7.
You're 7. Okay, good. I see Obi also. See, whoever has not spoken, just be interactive, okay? I just want this class to be interactive as much as possible.
Mataji, you say to everyone to on the video.
I did tell them, Gobind. Nobody is listening to me. What to do?
Only me, Josna, Ovi, Yash, Tejas, and Bhumi also. And Arjun.
Okay.
Mataji, my
Okay.
video is on.
Yeah, I know your video is on. I'm definitely seeing whoever's on and I'm focusing on them. Definitely, yes. So can we go on to the explanation of 42nd and 43rd verse
Yes.
and understand? Hmm?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
understand. Okay. Okay, can we somebody do the verse, please? 42nd verse, if somebody can read, that will be good.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I see me?
Yeah, go ahead, Bhumi.
Mataji, I haven't shared your screen.
Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, 1 second. I don't. Okay, let me go to Vedabase. Okay.
There's a share screen button on the bottom.
Yeah. First, let me open that page. Okay. All right, I'll share my screen now. Hare Krishna, where are you guys? I will share it. Can you see?
Yes, now I can
Yeah,
see.
go ahead.
Yes.
Whoever knows can read this verse, please, for me. Yeah,
Yaminam
Bhumi, go ahead.
Yaminam Pushpitamnatam Pravadantya Vipashtitaha Vedavadarata Spartha Nanyadastiti Vadinaha.
Next verse, somebody wants to volunteer?
Mataji and Varun
Yes, go ahead.
Kamatmanas Vargapara Janma Karma Kalapradam Riya Vishesha Bahulam Bhoga Ishwarya Gatim Prati.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Aditya, read this verse translation, please.
No, can I read the
Minutes more
translation?
knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to heavenly planets, resulting in good birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say that there is nothing more than this.
Yeah, so the essence of this verse is that, see, look at the verse, first line Aditya read, right? Men of small knowledge. They are not having very big knowledge. I was talking about Vedas to you, right? What happens in the process? The men of small knowledge, they are attracted, they are attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to what planets? They are not going to spiritual planets. They are going to heavenly planets.
To the material planets, we have to do all this stuff.
Correct. It is still an elevation from an earthly planet if you look at it from that perspective. See, Swarga is elevated, right? And what happens?
Mataji, but people in those, like even in the demigods in heaven, they still die.
Yes, once they are spiritual, once
They're
they are
still in a birth and death cycle.
Yeah, so correct. You are absolutely right. What happens is once their punya gets over, we talked about papa and punya. Papa is that which leads to sinful activities, and punya is that which gives you positive. Punya is positive.
Mataji, but you in material you have birth and death, and spiritual you will be eternal.
Correct, exactly. Ovi, yes, go ahead.
What is shunya?
What is? What is the question? I am not able to understand. Anybody else?
What is shunya?
Where is Sunya here?
No, shunya, like the shunya, punya, and
Oh, Punya and Papa. So Papa means if you are doing any bad activities, not following the scriptural injunctions, then you are going to go to hell, which is because of your Papa, which is because of your sinful actions, you are going to hell. But on the other hand, what these people who do, I mean, who are attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, what do? No, though they want to perform some karma kanta activities like, oh, let me do Indra Swaha, Om Swaha, something and all they do some sacrifices, and as a result, they are getting punya for that. Punya is going to lead you to heavenly planets. So what happens once their punya gets over, they have to still take birth in the earthly planet. They cannot be permanently stuck to the heavenly planets. It is not possible. Even if they are in the heaven, they have to come back. That is the nature of the material planets. Like Govind mentioned, we cannot stay permanently there in the heavenly planets. We still have to come back once your punya is over. Again, when your papa is taken care of in the hell, you will then go back and take up some species depending on the desires and the karma that you have. Based on that, you will take a body accordingly. So that is the reason why when your parents say, oh, this is not a good activity, this is not supposed to be a good activity, then we should certainly oblige them, because they know what they are talking about. At least from an experience perspective, they know, okay, these are all the things that are scripturally okay. These are not the things that we should follow. For example, respecting elders, we all take it for granted. Oh, it is just my mom, I can just shout at her. It is just my dad, oh, I can just shout at him. No, that is wrong. You're actually creating a sin by doing that. Remember Arjuna, what did he say? There are 6 types of aggressors. In the first chapter, we saw there are 6 types of aggressors, and all the 6 types of aggressors, they can be killed. That was the argument that was posed, right? And Arjuna was saying, no, even if they are an aggressor, I wouldn't even harm them. I can't even harm them verbally. What about physically hurting them? No, I can never do that. That was Arjuna's mood. Look at how compassionate he is.
Even mentally, he didn't want to hurt them.
Not even mentally he wanted to hurt them. I'm talking about 6 kinds of aggressors. Do you remember who the 6 kinds of aggressors are? From first chapter, we all learned first chapter, right?
Adi Bautik, Adhyatmic.
No, please don't. That is not the 6
Mataji?
aggressors. Yeah, go
Mataji?
ahead. Yes.
Could you tell me what they are, because I wasn't here in the first class?
Yeah, okay. So first kind of aggressors is one who gives poison. Are you all looking at Jyotsna? See, if she did not know something, she wanted clarification. This is something that I want.
Mataji, I wasn't not in this class maybe because I was maybe in different class. That's why I didn't learn that one.
Okay, no problem. You can learn. So if you don't know something, that's what I want you to do. I want you to ask question. That way you are going to enhance your knowledge. Okay. And knowledge will enhance bhakti, and bhakti will enhance knowledge. This is a cyclical process. Okay. And knowledge is very important. Why knowledge is very important, I'll tell you in a minute. But for now, we'll go and understand who the 6 kinds of aggressors are. So what did Arjuna say? I'm not going to kill my own kinsmen. There are 6 kinds of aggressors. Note it down. One who gives poison is an aggressor. One who sets the fire to a house is an aggressor. One who attacks with weapons is another one. One who plunders the riches is the 4th one. And 5th one is obviously occupying the land of others. And then 6th one is one who kidnaps the wife. Okay.
So, Mataji, could you repeat all of them? I couldn't get all of them.
Okay. Note it down. Giving poison. Somebody is giving poison to another one. That person is called an aggressor. One who sets fire to the house.
Oh yeah, like the Duryodhana some.
Absolutely, Govinda.
The wax house.
Correct. So these 6 things, all the 6 things were performed by Duryodhana. All the 6 of them. He gave poison to be one. He set the house on fire. Then he attacked with weapons. And then he plundered the riches of obviously the Pandavas. and then he occupied the land, right, that belonged to the Pandavas, and then he kidnapped Draupadi, meaning the Draupadi disrobing, right? I mean, we saw in the last class. He, he
Could you repeat? Mataji, could you repeat the last two?
Yeah, the last two is, the fifth one is occupying land, occupying the other people's land. That is also an aggressor.
You know what is the first one and the second one and the third one?
He gives poison.
Gives poison, one who sets fire to the house, one who attacks with weapons, and one who plunders riches, and then one who occupies land, and then 6 I don't know.
Absolute. 6 is kidnaps wife. I talked about Draupadi, right?
Oh yeah. And Dushashan kidnapped her.
So not kidnapped. He just disrobed her, meaning, obviously Kshatriya, I mean, she's a woman, and women should be protected. And in this case, we saw that all the elders were there in the Kuru assembly. They were all
Mataji.
to the act. To the
Mataji.
Yes.
So the 6th one is kidnapping?
Kidnapping, yes, kidnapping.
Kidnapping the
Kidnaps wife, yeah. Other people's wives. These are all the aggressors. And Arjuna, he's saying, no, I'm not. Even though they are aggressors, to me, they are Mahabaho. They are Mahabaho according to me. What to hurt them physically? I won't even verbally hurt them. No, I cannot do this. This is what is Arjuna's mood. Can you understand and contrast how our mood should be? How we should actually respect our parents. See, your parents are not aggressors, right? How much they are taking care of you, how much they are doing for you, we take it for granted. Oh, they are doing it for me, and they are supposed to do it, is their duty. Not necessary, right? So everybody should always be grateful to what they have. We have sun, and when we on the days we don't have sun, we feel so bad. But we take sun for granted. Sun is there all the time. Yes, it is his duty to come here every day. No, we have to be grateful. Our mood should be grateful to what we have and realize how much Krishna has provided us and how much we should do in return to him. Are you all clear with this concept of aggressors and how Arjuna's mood was when he actually was, told about, okay, these aggressors can be killed? No, I'm not going to kill them. I'm not even going to verbally hurt them. What about physically hurting them? I will never do that in my life. Like that, he then put his Gandiva bow down, right? This was the mood of Arjuna. So we should learn these things of how we have to be compassionate with others. First of all, we have to be compassionate to ourselves.
We need to be compassionate to others, and that is how Krishna will be happy.
Yes. So last time I also
like Arjuna compassion to his grand Bhishma and his
Correct.
Drona.
Correct. And for that, obviously we are going to understand. Krishna will say, no, in the case of compassion, you have actually misplaced your compassion, dear Arjuna. See, you are forgetting your duty. You're not doing your duty. That is not your duty as a Kshatriya is to fight against adharma. And here you have to fight. And you should not put your bow down and say, oh, I'm not going to fight. It is a critical moment for you. What is this, Arjuna? It is a critical moment. Like I told you the example of a batsman, right? This batsman has to score sixer. And at that time, he's saying, oh, I'm fearful. I don't want to fight. I don't want to play in the match. I'm getting tremors. I'm getting anxiety. What is this? This is, you're going to play the last ball and you have to do a sixer. How aggressive you have to be. How bold you have to be, right? How confident you have to be. At this time, you're saying, oh, I can't do. I am, this is weak-mindedness according to Krishna. Weak-heartedness, right? We saw weak-heartedness, what it meant. He's calling Arjuna an impotent and so on and so forth. Who's this? Who's requesting a remote control of my screen? I'm seeing some. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, no problem. So now we will look into this words. Did you understand, Jyotsna?
Yep.
Mataji.
Okay, good. All right. So now we will look into the essence of this verse, what this verse happened to say. What is Srila Prabhupada saying about this verse? Can we all do that? Okay. People in general are not very intelligent. Due to their ignorance, they are mostly attached to the fruitive activities recommended in the Karma Kanda portion of the Vedas. What happens? They will say, oh, you can go to heaven and have a nice time in heaven. There will be so many beautiful things for you to enjoy in the heaven. So you can enjoy all that if you perform this kind of a sacrifice. So what will this person do who's not very intelligent? He will start to perform that kind of a sacrifice, and he will get something in return for performing that sacrifice. It is like, having some.
Mataji, if someone performs something like that non-intelligent person, they're gonna perform something for the demigods, but they don't
Yes.
know that they're gonna still be bound in the birth and death cycle.
Wonderful understanding, Varun. Exactly. This is what Srila Prabhupada is going to tell us. It is all temporary. It is all going to go away. You're not going to reap any benefits for permanently. So what's the point of doing all this? And also remember, watering the what? What we have to water? Are we supposed to water the leaves? What are we supposed to water?
But we're supposed to water the roots.
Correct. What happens in that process? When we water the roots, the leaves and others get their share of nutrients automatically. So when you worship Krishna, you're automatically getting the benefits, right? And one who is doing all this without knowing about Krishna is not at all an intelligent person, right? He's not at all intelligent. Why he's not at all intelligent? He's not, we would always like to have a permanent thing, right? Why we would want to go and settle off with temporary things, right? And I told you about the car example also, right? Remember, so can somebody tell me what was the car example that I gave? Like a person sitting in the car, so the air conditioner example.
Oh yeah, like that. Like a person is in the front car. He said that the driver to give air, and everyone will get nourished.
Yeah, so I'll explain you. I told you what I told you was in say for example, there is a driver. There is also somebody else, the owner, right, who's sitting in the car in the front seat, and the owner asked the driver, turn on the air conditioner. And when he turned on the air conditioner, not only the owner is getting the AC effect, but even this person who is the driver, he's also able to enjoy the effect of the AC. So when we please Krishna, we are automatically pleased. You don't have to do anything else to please you. You don't have to be involved in any kind of sense gratification, because you're pleasing the Supreme Person. When he is pleased, you're automatically pleased. Did you get that concept? Very important. Again, this shows how Krishna is merciful too, right? When he is pleased, we are automatically pleased. This is the car example. We should remember these examples so that whenever we are stuck with a problem or something,
Wait,
when this
Mataji?
example will come to us. Yeah.
I think last time you said that when we please Krishna, then everyone will be pleased.
Correct. It also means everyone will be pleased. Whoever is associated with you, they will also be pleased. Because why is that? Jyotsna, is that what your question is?
Yes.
Okay. It's very important question. Good question by Jyotsna. So why is everybody pleased? Because obviously you are not going to.
Mataji, if you gave an example last class, like if one devotee is pleased, that makes Krishna pleased.
Correct. So I'm just going to further explain it. Varun, good job. So I am a Krishna devotee. So my aim is to please Krishna. So in that process, I'm not going to displease anyone. I'm not going to be mean to anyone. I'm not going to talk anything agitating to anyone, right? I'm going to follow the instructions of Krishna. In that process, what happens? Everybody will also be pleased because you want to please Krishna. And to Varun's point, obviously, what will a devotee do? A devotee, I gave you an example such as myself, right? I'm giving a class. I'm going to please you all. And because I'm pleasing you all, you go and tell your parents. And because of that, I get mercy from Krishna, right? And that will help me further in my Krishna consciousness. Because of that, I will not do anything bad, right? I mean, I will not, even though because of our conditioning, we will do certain things that are going to affect others, but that effect is going to get reduced further and further and further. This is the cycle. There are two things that I told you, and two of those things, if you understand, then you will be able to understand why everybody is pleased. Are you clear, Jyotsna?
Yes.
Wonderful question. Are you all clear, everybody? Jyotsna understood. Likewise, did you all understand? Haribol?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Oh, good. Okay, let's see the next sentence. I see two of them have raised their hands. Is it Nihal and Tejas?
I have a question.
Yes, Nihal.
So if we listen to this lecture with pleasing Krishna, so are we also getting pleased?
If you're, what is that? If you're listening?
If like I'm listening a lecture, so I'm pleasing Krishna, so is Krishna automatically pleasing me too?
The thing is, it is not a one-time deal, right? I mean, the thing is, we have to consistently show our pleasingness to Krishna. That is the key. Nihal, you're right on point. Okay, I'm attending this lecture, right? You are attending Mataji's class. You are very, very attentively listening to it. Of course, it is pleasing Krishna. It is pleasing your parents who are I mean, obviously, they are wanting you to listen to this class, right? That is why they say, okay, here is this class, here is the Zoom details, here is the password. These all they have been given by your parents, and your parents are pleased by your act. Likewise, throughout our day, each and every act, if you are trying to consistently please Krishna, one day he will be like, oh my God, this is awesome. This particular boy, Nihal, he has been consistently serving me so nicely that I am going to give him mercy. The mercy doesn't come automatically. Krishna is Swarat. He is independent. He is not going to, I mean, once he understands that this person, Nihal, is consistently doing it, I'm going to give him mercy. So that is Krishna's thing. We can't tell, oh, Krishna, you have to give me mercy now. What? I have been doing so long, so many things. You're not even bothered about me. What is this? No, that is not the mood. It's okay. Whenever Krishna wants, we just wait for that. But we consistently keep doing it. And one day Krishna will notice and he will say, yes, this is what I was looking for and this is what I want. You understand, dear Nihal?
Yes.
Okay, good point. And everybody, did you understand Nihal's question and what answer I gave to Nihal?
Yeah.
Wonderful, because this understanding is what is very important. Okay, and if you don't understand, you can again ask me. No question is a bad question. Okay.
We also has a question.
Oh, Tejas, yes, go ahead, Tejas.
I don't have a question. Ovi does, but their hand is raised.
I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
Ovi's hand raised.
Ovi's hand. Okay, Ovi, go ahead, Ovi.
Sorry, Mataji, I forgot to lower my hand.
No problem, dear, no problem. Okay, let's just focus on this particular verse and complete it. They don't want anything more than sense gratificatory proposal for enjoying in the heaven where wine and women are available and material opulence is very common. Obviously, that is not going to lead them anywhere. In the Vedas, many sacrifices are recommended for elevation to heavenly planets, especially Jyotishtoma sacrifices. It is said that anyone desiring heavenly planets must perform those sacrifices, and men with a poor fund of knowledge think that is the whole purpose of Vedic wisdom. So they are not understanding the essence of the Vedas. They are just stuck to that one particular thing, what the Vedas had to offer, and they are just doing that, thinking that that is the goal of a person's life. Okay? It is very difficult for such inexperienced persons to be situated and determined in the action of Krishna consciousness. As fools are attached to the flowers of poisonous trees without knowing the results of such attractions, unenlightened men are similarly attracted by such heavenly opulence and sense enjoyment thereof. Can you see how Srila Prabhupada talks about it? He is comparing to the flowers of poisonous trees. I mean, as the fools are only attached to the flowers of the poisonous trees. Who will go to a poisonous tree, right? And who will pick the flowers from the poisonous tree? And that is the person.
I don't know who would ever do that.
But some people, they are thinking, okay, they just go to one section of the Vedas, that is the Karmakanda section. They get attracted to it. Gobind, you are trying to disturb me, Gobind. It's 9:22 and we have 20 more minutes for Kahoot. See, slowly you are losing your interest. That's not what I want, okay? Let's just focus for another 20 minutes, okay? Then only we will be able to do Kahoot well, okay? All right. So what is Srila Prabhupada trying to say? Fools are only attached to the flowers of poisonous trees. Likewise, only those people who have limited intelligence, they are attracted to the flowery birds of the Vedas, and they perform some kind of sacrifices like Jyotishtoma sacrifices to go to the heavenly planets to enjoy and have an opulent life and have a sense gratificatory life in the heavenly planets. Oh, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll have a big palace, I'll be able to enjoy all sorts of drinks, all sorts of foods, all sorts of women. So like that is the purpose of them. That is the purpose for why they are doing a particular sacrifice. In the Karmakanda section of the Vedas, it is said, Apama Soma Amrita Abhuma and Asakyam Hai Vai Chaturmasya Yajnai Sukrutam Bhavati. In other words, one who performs this 4 months penance become eligible to drink the Somarasa beverage to become immortal and be happy forever. Even on this earth, some are very eager to have Somarasa to become very strong and fit for sense gratification. Such persons have no faith in the liberation from material bondage, and they are very much attached to the pompous ceremonies of Vedic sacrifices. They are generally sensual and they do not want anything other than the heavenly pleasures of life. Okay, it is understood that there are gardens called Nandana Kanana, in which there is a good opportunity for association with angelic, beautiful women and having profuse supply of Somarasa wine. Such bodily happiness is certainly sensual, and therefore those who are purely attached to such material temporary happiness as lords of the material world. So obviously we are trying to see here that these are all temporary, and where are they thinking about Krishna here? Krishna is not even in the picture. Their goal is first of all messed up. Why is their goal messed up? Because what is their goal? Hare Krishna, I want some interaction, please.
Their goal is to go to the heavenly planet.
Their goal is to go to the heavenly planets, but our goal should be to go back to Krishna, because in the heavenly planets there's still the
Mataji, I have a question.
I
have a question. If like doing
Yes,
these sacrifices and stuff means that you're gonna go to the heavenly planets, then like should you not do them?
Yes, the thing is, at the end of the day, these Vedas, they can eventually lead you to, I mean, the thing is, why is the Vedas saying this, do this, do this? See, it is still elevating you from where you are now. If you are in the earthly planet, it is still elevating you. But slowly we have to understand the essence of the Vedas. That is the intention of the Vedas. Okay, you should not be stuck to the Karmakanda portion forever, because that is there. That is, see, for example, some people, they can only work on a business like motive. I mean, if you give me this, I will do this. If you do this, I will get this. That is how they work. And for those kind of people, we want to have some motivation, right? Certain kids are there. See, they'll not be motivated to do a good job by themselves. So for that, parents will say, okay, I'll give you a chocolate, or let's have a treat. Let's bake a cake for the particular person, and let's just celebrate once he does this successfully. Then this person gets motivated. Okay, let me perform well because I'll bake a cake with my parents. So these are some incentives for them to get elevated. Okay, but they should not be stuck there. They should slowly progress. Okay, but that is, if that is not happening, and if they are stuck to this and thinking this is the goal, then there is a problem. Are you clear, Aditya? It is not that
Yeah,
they should
Mataji.
not do, but they should not be stuck with this goal. Our goal has to be clear. This is all temporary. That is, they should understand that eventually that is what Krishna wants from us. So they should not just be stuck to one portion of the Vedas and think that is the goal. Okay.
Wait,
Hare.
Mataji, does that mean that we can do these other stuff, but we need to realize that we need to go back to Krishna?
Yeah, this is not for
Mataji,
me.
I have a question.
One minute, Govind. Let me just clarify Jyotsna's question, please. Can you wait? So, Jyotsna, your point is, yes, I mean, as a Krishna conscious devotee, we don't even have to worry about it. Why do we want to spend time wasting on these sacrifices when we don't even have interest in going to heaven? Right? I mean, according to Shishtastakam, na dhanam, na jananam, na sundarim. Right? That is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. He has no interest in any of these. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. I don't have any interest in followers, women, nothing of that sort. A devotee is only interested to please Krishna. Okay. Yeah. So this is all there for the set of people who are interested in getting some returns. And the thing is, at the end of the day, they should slowly progress and not be stuck here. They have to set right their goal clearly. They have to know that Krishna is the ultimate. Okay. And they should not just be stuck to one portion of the Vedas. But the hope is that they will slowly progress and elevate. Okay. And understand the futility of all this. Okay. Bhumi, go ahead.
Like it's almost time for that like it's almost 12:30, so on this is about Kahoot. So like when you're about to start the game, there will be some settings at the bottom, so you can do it on the same device. You can like do the Kahoot on the same device.
All right, Bhumi, that we will take care of. We have been doing that every week. We have been doing that, so no worries. All of them, they know about Kahoot. They do so many games and so many
Can I
other
say
classes.
my question?
Yeah, you say your question. I'm just asking for questions. In Kahoot, we have 15 more minutes for Kahoot, okay? And we are not going to discuss anything related to Kahoot till that time.
I get
Yeah.
it, but we have how many questions we have in Kahoot?
7 questions, dear. I think you're all interested about Kahoot. I'm asking if there are any questions here in this particular sloka.
Yeah, I have one question.
Yes.
In the middle, like when you said about Nihal, like he said, like Nihal.
Yeah, what is about Nihal?
The thing like what you said, I forgot what you said.
Oh, somebody who remembers, what did I tell
was
Nihal?
in the restroom that time, that's why.
Okay, no problem, Govind. What did I say, Nihal? Who listened? What was Nihal's question? Nihal's question was, if I'm listening to this class, will Krishna be pleased and will I be pleasing everyone in that process? Will I
Okay,
get
yeah.
a-
So I'm pretty sure what you said the answer to that was.
Yeah.
You have to be doing it like consistently. You have to actually like show love to Krishna.
Correct, absolutely. And even listening to this class is pleasing Krishna. But when he will give us the mercy, that is not in our hands. And we don't demand for that also. Very good, Aditya. Very good listening. Are you clear here, Gobind?
Mataji, when is
Yes, please.
Kahoot?
Baby Varun, I told you. Kahoot is in 15 minutes. One more verse. This is the verse for today. From this only we'll be getting Kahoot questions. Okay? Please be careful.
Mataji, could I say the verse?
Yes, dear. Who wants to say? Go.
Also, Mataji, can I read the translation?
Yeah.
Mataji, can Varun say the verse? Varun knows it.
Yeah. First, somebody asked. Who was that? I mean, Bhumi?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bhumi, go ahead. This is a memorization verse. So if you know it memorized, just go ahead and say it
Mataji,
memorized.
I know memorized.
Okay, good. Yeah, go ahead, Bhumi.
भोगैश्वर्यप्रसक्तानां तया बहिर्गचेतसां व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः समाधौ न विधीयते.
Wonderful. Thank you, dear Bhumi. Okay, Varun.
Okay. भोगैश्वर्य प्रसक्तानां तया पहर्षचेतसां व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः समाधौ न विधीयते.
See, we are seeing this term Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, right, Varun? Like you read. Thank you so much, dear. And we are seeing the same word that
Vyavasayatmika means we have to be fixed in the devotional service.
fixed. Yeah, fixed. Vyavasayatmika is one-pointed, fixed. And we have to be determined. That is what is the essence. We have to
Can I
be.
read the translation?
No, I want some more people to say this words. Who else wants to say this words? Ovi, why don't you say, dear?
Okay. Bhogishwaraha Varai
Aishwarya Prasaktanam
Taya Paharta Chetasam
Vyavasayatmika Buddhe
Samodana Vidyate Vyavasaya Mika Buddhi Samodana Vidyate.
Yes, Vidiyate. Arjun, why don't you read? Hari bol. Bhogaishwarya Prasaktanam Taya Pahrita Chetasam Vyavasayatmika Buddhe Samadhau na vidiyate. Who else wants to say? I'm not able to.
Mataji,
Yes, Jyotsna,
I
go
don't
ahead.
know this verse, but can I try?
Yes, please try. This is very important to memorize. Okay, go ahead. Jyotsna.
Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam taya pahrita chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadau na vidiyate.
Very good, Jyotsna. I like your attitude too. Did you all see Jyotsna's attitude? She didn't know this word. She's reading it for the first time, but still she tried to please Krishna through this. This is what we want to do. We should not be in the comfort zone always. Even if we are wrong, it's okay. We are trying, right? That is important. We should not just be, oh, I don't know, let me not even try. No, that's not the mood. We should still try. And in that process, she's pleasing me also, right? Whoever is reading this verse, I am pleased in that process. This is the mutual thing. We never know. So whenever we have an opportunity in devotional service, don't let that go. Okay? All right. Who else? Nihal. Go ahead, Nihal. Nihal, dear, you're raising your hands? No? Aditya, go ahead.
Translation.
Wait.
Can I read the verse?
No, you read the words or memorize it and tell it to me.
Oh, I don't know this verse memorized.
Okay, try.
Okay,
Try to tell
Bhogaishwarya
it.
prasaktanam taya pahrita chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadho na vidiyate.
It is easy only to memorize, right? See, we are seeing Bhogaishwarya Prasaktanam. Bhoga is material enjoyment. Aishwarya is opulence. Prasaktanam, for those who are attached to material enjoyment. So that is how you put it together. Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam. Taya pahrita chetasam. What is taya? By such things, a pahrita chetasam, bewildered in the mind. Vyavasayatmika buddhi is needed. And samadhav na vidiyate. So what is samadhav? In the controlled mind, never does take place. So what is the translation now? We will read that. But before that, we will do 3 times of this verse because I want everybody to get this memorized. Okay. Till now, we have so many memorization verses. All that should be in your mind. Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam taya pahrita chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhir samadhav na vidiyate. Who wants to do it next? Somebody who has not gotten an opportunity.
Can I try?
Okay, go ahead.
Bhogaishwarya pratakshama taya pita kayasama vaya
Vyavasayatmika buddhi
Vayasamika buddhi samaduna vitirtaye
vidiyate.
vitiyate.
Okay. Yash, why don't you go ahead, dear? I haven't heard from you. Or, yeah, go ahead. Okay, can you repeat after me? Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam.
Bhogaishwara
Taya pahrita chetasam.
Ya pahrita chetasam.
Vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhav na vidiyate. Yeah, very good job, Yash. Bijal, come on up. You're next. Hare Krishna. Bijal, are you here? Okay. Hare Krishna, Bijal, are you here, dear? Okay. So what happens, see, I happen to tell everybody to recite this verse, right? Whenever I'm reciting, you should also say it into your mind so that somehow, see, what is the determination that you can show here? Before the end of this class, I want to memorize this verse. Mataji is giving some time. Let me just Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam, like that. Just memorize it before the end of this class. That is Vyavasaya.
Mataji, most of the time when you ask for the verse and I don't know it memorized, I want to memorize it, so I just keep on repeating it in my head.
Wonderful. That is the exact thing I want you to do. Okay, let's quickly go through these words. In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence and who are bewildered.
Translation.
Dear Gobind, we have only 5 more minutes, Gobind. Let me go fast because Kahoot will be in this, okay?
Okay.
I'll explain as I tell this. That's why I'm reading it, not for anything else. In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination of devotional service to the Supreme Lord doesn't take place. Oh, say for example, you're all there. You're all into Krishna consciousness. Your parents are all into Krishna consciousness. And sometimes in some situations, what will happen? If there is a sense object that is near us, we get tempted and we are then becoming attached to that sense enjoyment more and more and more. And sometimes because of that reason, we even forget Krishna, right? Because they are so attractive. Those, maybe video games or looking into the YouTube videos, they are so attractive and you're so absorbed. You don't even know that, 10 minutes passed, 2 hours has passed, 3 hours passed, and I didn't even realize, oh, such engaging is that game. Because in that YouTube things or in that video games, they make you engrossed, they make you succumb to it. You think you are controlling that, and in that process, you lose track of the time also. That is their goal. They are very much clear on the goal, and you get succumbed to that goal. Okay, those people who are creating those YouTube videos, they want you to go into that YouTube video, and they want you to be absorbed in that video, because at the end of the day, there will be more ads in the video. There will be more time you're spending on the YouTube. Through that, they are getting revenue. So their motive is to engage you and to attract you and to be keeping you absorbed. And what do? You get succumbed, you get addicted to it. Or you are saying, mom, I complete my homework. Can I watch like 5 minutes of YouTube? You ask only for 5 minutes. That 5 minutes will become 15 minutes. And the 15 minutes will soon become 30 minutes also, because you are not in control of the time. Because those people who have created that YouTube, they engage you and they try to absorb you, and they want you to stay there forever. That is their goal. And they are very successful in that, right? This is what happens. So when our minds get too attached to the sense enjoyment, what happens? You're thinking that is the goal, and that is what I need. I need to enjoy my life. And for that person, he cannot be determined and having one-pointed attention on Krishna. Already he's 90% into YouTube. And 10% his parents are trying to tell him, okay, do this, do that, do Gayatri, do this, do that. If that person is not doing, then what can the parent do? They can't do it for them, because they are absorbed in something else. That is sense enjoyment. Okay. And we will see the purport. Samadhi means fixed mind. The Vedic dictionary says when the mind is fixed for understanding the self, it is said to be in Samadhi. Samadhi is never possible for persons interested in material sense enjoyment and bewildered by temporary things. They are more or less condemned by the process of material energy. So Samadhi means the mind that is there is fully contemplating and remembering Krishna. And when you are chanting that process, I mean the chanting, say for example, a person in Samadhi, it is his mind is not anywhere but on Krishna. It is there on the names. It is there on the forms, pastimes of the Lord, right? This is the person who is into Samadhi. He has nothing but remembrance of Krishna always. And even if the sense object comes to him, even if the desires are going to come to him, but he's not acting upon that desires. What does it mean? He is not acting upon it. There are so many allurements. Somebody is playing video games in front of him, but he's not even tempted, because he knows the futility. This is just a waste of time. They are trying to attract me by having me waste my time on this. I'm not even going to get succumb to it. I have so much happiness out of Krishna consciousness, and I'll get permanent benefits out of that. So I'm not even going there. This is Krishna conscious devotee. Are you clear, kids? Very important to understand the difference between a person who is attached to the sense enjoyment and material opulence, because of which he is not going to be able to have that one-pointed attention, and because of which he is not going to get into Samadhi, right? And that is what is being talked about in this verse by Srila Prabhupada. Are you clear, dear? Are you all clear?
Yeah, we can go to Nakavut.
So synonyms, can we go through that once more? Bhoga means material enjoyment. Aishwarya means opulence. Prasaktanam, for those who are attached. Apahrita chetasam, bewildered in mind. Vyavasayatmika buddhir, fixed in determination. Buddhihi is devotional service to the Lord. Samadhav, in the controlled mind. Na, never. Vidiyate, does take place. Did somebody complete memorizing this verse by now? Who all did that? Please raise your hands. I want to see. Or whoever attempted also. That's fine. Raise your hands. Okay, I see Gobind. Okay. Who else? Only Gobind? Jyotsna. Very good. Good. Very good. Aditya tried. Okay, good. All right. So others, as I told you, whenever there is an opportunity, I know Varun, you already know it. So there is absolutely no need. Tejas is also raising his hands. Very nice. this is what I want. Okay, we should just keep trying and keep on trying till we are successful. Okay, all these words will help you. Oh, whenever you come across YouTube, or whenever you are addicted to some channel, or whenever you are addicted to a YouTube or a video game or something, this verse should come to your mind. Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam. So then I'm not going to have devotional service to Supreme Lord. No, I'm not going there. That is why we need to memorize these words, because whenever we are coming across these situations, then this verse will come to remind us through Paramatma in our heart. It will say, never indulge. That is why should I memorize? What is the reason? There are 700 verses in Bhagavad Gita. What is the need? I don't have any mood to do that. No, all these words are nothing but coming from Krishna. So that is the reason we need to know. Okay. Anyways, I'll go to Kahoot now. See, these Kahoot questions are going to be from previous classes. So not only in this class you have to be attentive, all other classes you should have been attentive.
You have
Okay, Yasya kripa sindhubhyeva cha
Hare Krishna
Srila Harindas Thakur ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai,